You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 117. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
I'm Jeff Barnhart, one of the brutal, mindless ones.
Oh, man. Comic Reflections is brought to you by Rhymes with Geek. You can check out our show, plus plenty of other cool podcasts like the all-new Anti-Fanboy, Feed It Comics, and Superhero Speak at rhymeswithgeek.com. So today, Jeff, we're going to open the show with, some Doctor Strange?
Yes, indeed.
From Strange Tales number 188, the final issue of the series. And this issue just reprints two chapters of Steve Ditko's classic run on Doctor Strange, originally from Strange Tales number 141 and 142. And the story is The Pincers of Power. Written by Stan Lee and with art by Steve Ditko.
All right, this was fantastic. This Ditko at his best, and Marvel Comics at its best, and Doctor Strange at its best. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, so all things are firing on the proper cylinders. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we start out. Baron Mordo is fighting Doctor Strange, and Dormammu is ticked off because Mordo's making a hash of it.
Right, and Mordo was an ally with Dormammu, but Mordo's a bungler, and he calls him that during the story, which is great.
Yeah. So Dormammu comes to where the fighting is, and then he asks, he commands all of his these little planets were controlled by these people, and they're under the rule of Dormammu.
Yeah.
And
it's really cool because Dormammu is this extra-dimensional being, and he rules the realm that he lives in, but he's also got these minions in other dimensions or neighboring worlds, and they also serve him, which is really neat.
Yeah.
And he wants them to come and bear witness to him destroying Doctor Strange and the Ancient One.
Yeah, it's usually a bad idea to have witnesses to when you're fighting somebody. It always ends poorly. At least in fiction.
But it serves our story well.
Okay, so, alright. Dormammu's realm is constantly under attack by the brutal, mindless ones, and there's a shield. So he sends this really cool bomb that sprays this gas and knocks him out for a while. Why doesn't Dormammu spend his time wisely and just eliminate these people?
The mindless ones are indestructible. They can't be destroyed.
Oh,
it was my understanding.
Well, then why doesn't he send them somewhere else? I mean, all the time and trouble he spends going after Doctor Strange would be much more properly used if he went and got rid of these mindless ones. Then he wouldn't have to keep up the shield and all that.
Well, here's the thing. Because he's got the mindless ones trying to get at whoever's in his realm, it also serves as an excellent defense. Because if anybody shows up on the outside of there trying to get in, the mindless ones are there.
Or inside trying to get out.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
So you make a good point though. So.
But then again, the answer is, of course, it's a comic book.
Yeah!
We pass an ad of learn how to teach yourself music. This goofball 70s guide.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby Goldsboro. One thing I noticed about Ditko, he uses fingers and hands really, really well.
Yeah, hand gestures are really excellent with Ditko. And body language.
Yeah, and they grab your mind. And of course, Spider-Man's always doing something weird with his hands, and it looks cool. And your eyes go directly towards his hands. It's really interesting.
And Doctor Strange is the same way. He makes all these weird gestures, casting spells and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I love his imperiously, get out of my way, Mordo.
To Dormammu, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just really cool. And it's something strange about it. Okay, so they're going to have this fight. And Dormammu challenges Strange and to a fight with these pincers. And this makes the issue good. Doctor Strange has the Star Trek Next Generation problem of the Deus Ex Machina They're fighting with these things. Oh, I remember this great spell that will solve everything. And then Star Trek, they use a warp drive to fix something.
Oh yeah,
or they knew anything about beforehand.
Right.
And so, but here we have a battle, and they're using pincers, and the rules are kind of set.
And
so
they're not really using magic in the fight.
Yeah,
that I understood.
Right. The pincers are magical, I guess, but if you connect the pincer, your pincer grabs another the other guy's pincer, it holds it, and if they connect, it's a big blast, and it hurts you, and so it's kind of cool, and it's so. It's all his wit he's got to use, and it's kind of more rooted in reality.
Yeah, and I love reading like some of these, Ditko Doctor Strange stories, because sometimes you'll just see him punch a guy.
Yeah.
I've read this stuff, and like he's in fisticuffs, and it's like, you have a spell for that. Pretty sure. We have an app for that.
Okay. When I'm playing WoW, and I play warlocks and mages and druids and shamans. But a lot of times I just smack them on the head with my stick.
Yeah.
And it just feels good. And so I'm guessing that it just feels good to Doctor Strange too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so a huge battle comes, and it's super cool. And it waxes and wanes. And
the fight goes on, and Dormammu's minions are watching. Doctor Strange's as yet unnamed girlfriend Clea is watching. She's a prisoner of Dormammu, and of course the Ancient One and Mordo are there as well.
Yeah. So Dormammu thinks he's got strange by the short hairs a bunch of times, but Doctor Strange uses his judo and gets out, and then Mordo cheats and shoots Doctor Strange with some kind of magic thing, and the Ancient One tries to help, and then but Strange is out, and Dormammu is really, really ticked off because he doesn't want to cheat.
Right, he wanted a clean victory, and then Dormammu gets super pissed at Baron Mordo, and he says, "You bungler! I had him. You think that you dared to try to help me?" And so this creates a problem.
Yeah. So Dormammu thinks that Strange is really weak because he was knocked out, but Strange is getting stronger and stronger. And so Strange pretends to be weak, which is a kind of a cool. It's actually a judo thing, weakness, and it's actually from Sun Tzu as well. So,
oh, okay. Oh, the Art of War. Oh, okay.
Pretend it's weakness, and let the other person overdo it. So Strange gets Dormammu and gets him and grabs his hands together and grabs his waist and wins.
And then Dormammu must swear in front of all his minions never to attack the Earth.
It's interesting. Okay, Dormammu is going. I think he does figure out how to get out of this, but he makes an oath and he keeps it, which is kind of cool.
He is totally evil, but he has some kind of sense of honor.
I've always liked that in villains. And totally vicious villains are kind of boring, but they have a sense of honor.
Unscrupulous and ruthless.
Yeah, they can be okay, but it sort of there's no. I don't know.
A villain with some sense of nobility, even if they're a bad guy, that's great.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Mordo would employ others to kind of get around the oath, even though he's not
Dormammu.
doing. Yeah.
You said Mordo.
Oh, I did. I meant Dormammu. Sorry.
Okay.
He would. I think use Mordo one more time. I think at least.
Man, when would they learn? If you got a minion who bumbles. Kick him out and get somebody else.
I think that's why Skeletor was such an ineffectual supervillain. He had like a lot of bungling henchmen, but they were all really fun. This is classic.
Yeah. So Dormammu gets his revenge by sending this lovely girl who's
Clea.
So they never give a name in this one.
That's right. No, it's not till later. But yeah.
But since you're up somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
so
Doctor Strange will rescue her, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Very nicely done.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yeah. One thing, before we move on, I remember thinking last week we were talking about black superheroes a little bit.
Yes.
And so it occurred to me, I whenever that comes up, I always forget about the Falcon.
Oh yeah, and he was just in the movie.
Yeah, and he's great. He's one of the great black superheroes.
I haven't seen him much, so I cannot. He was good in the movie. I haven't seen him much in comic books, so I cannot make it.
Excellent partner to Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent as an Avenger. So, yeah. I thought I had a correction from last week, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come to me later.
I put this on my Facebook, but Baron Samedi is a real character. He's a real voodoo person.
Oh, the guy that fought Brother Voodoo? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a character in one of the best Roger Moore James Bonds, which is Live and Let Die. And Jeffrey Holder, who plays him, he's really great.
He died last week, right?
Yeah, October 6th.
Oh, okay, this month. But
yeah. It made me sad, but he was really good, and almost made me drink 7-Up.
Because wasn't he like a spokesperson or something for 7-Up at one point?
And he had this great laugh. And, he was going to use him more into the other James Bonds because they let him live at the very end.
Yeah.
But he was great. So all right. I should have done my research last time. The one time I forget to do research or something important.
It's okay. It's okay. We can bring it up again next time, like we did.
Mm-hmm.
So the next book we're going to talk about is The Submariner, number 26. And the story is called Kill, Cried the Raven, written by Roy Thomas, penciled by Sal Buscema, and inked by Mike Esposito. And in this, the Namor, the Submariner, is looking for the Red Raven, who was this superhero from the Golden Age of comics who had like a single Golden Age appearance. But in the late 60s and in the early 70s, Roy Thomas brought that character back several times. I think he was had something to do with that story where the Hulk fought the Bi-Beast and MODOK in that city in the sky. Remember that?
Yes.
That city was the city where Red Raven's people were from.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an X-Men story with Red Raven that we'll read later this year.
Okay.
So.
Cool. All right. So Namor comes to, I guess, which city?
It's probably New York.
Oh, Daily Beagle. I guess it's New York.
Yeah.
And he carries his luggage and he gets into mufti or civilian clothes. And
he puts some clothes on. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and he bumps into some goober, and the goober recognizes him. The cops come. There's a gunfight, or they actually shoot at him. Well, he runs from them, and he runs into a blind alley, and he can't open a door, which is he must have been without water for a while.
Yeah, because if Namor can get wet or get immersed in water, then his strength increases quite a bit.
Yeah.
But see, he lifts up a car here.
I know, but why can't he open a door?
Maybe it's
a steel door, but
I don't know.
Heavier than a car?
Maybe. We don't know how enforced that door is. Anyway.
Okay. Which makes me suspicious about the door. Why is it such a super strong door?
Right, there must be something hiding there.
But
apparently
not, because we don't see the door again.
Okay.
All right. So we see. Okay, who is this?
This is Diane Arliss, I think.
Yeah.
Is that her name? It's Diane. I don't remember. It's Arliss.
Yeah, Diane with this boyfriend, Dr. Newell. And Newell is something.
Dr. Newell is the sometimes superhero, the Stingray.
Mm-hmm. And she is a brother of Tiger Shark.
Yeah, the Tiger Shark is her brother. Yeah.
It's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So she's cute as can be.
And and she's kind of a love interest for Namor, except of course he loves the Lady Dorma.
Yeah, and he likes Sue Storm too.
Yeah.
So wow, he gets around.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a real man's man.
So apparently this guy, what is his name? It's
the Red Raven.
Red Raven is is in a capsule, just like Cap was, I guess. And
Well, except Captain America was frozen, but yeah. But it's a similar state of suspended animation.
And nobody can get in there.
Yeah.
So Namor has a key to get in there, so he needs Diane's help to get to the base or the lab or whatever to get in there.
Because he wants to be allied with Red Raven in kind of an alliance against the surface world, or defense from the surface world.
Like a NATO or something.
Yeah.
So he frees him. Namor frees Red Raven, and Red Raven wants to attack Man now.
Yeah, as he started out as a force for good, and then his reintroduction is sort of a semi-villainous.
Yeah, or misunderstood.
Which is kind of the way with Namor too. So they're in a way they're kindred spirits, but of course they fight.
Right. All right. So we have the origin story. There's an airplane that crashes in the. Well, who are these people? The cloud people or the?
Something like that. Yeah.
So everybody dies except for the little kid. The cloud, the flying people, they
raise him,
give him these super wings, and he's really cool.
Yeah.
So they want to attack the bad guys. The bad guys mean humans.
Yeah, but he's like, dude, there's so many more of them. We'd be wiped out. So
Red Raven puts them to sleep, and for a long time.
Yeah.
And I guess to prevent a war, because they would lose the war.
Yeah. And these are his people now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So then he comes up and gets found. He's in stasis as well. So humans find him, and this is why he's here. And Namor wants to have an alliance with them, but not an aggressive alliance.
Right.
So, big fight. Cops come.
Yeah, and Red Raven can shoot like a beam from the tips of his wings too.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But
it is weird, but this is a character. This is a character that was created back in 1940.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of oddball stuff from that Golden Age period.
Right.
So
okay. So we have another falling girl in a miniskirt and boots.
Mm-hmm.
But Namor catches her. So Namor, you're too heavy for me to pursue Red Raven. So let me get a dolphin to take care of you. So he has to catch a dolphin and make the dolphin
take
pliable.
Diane home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay. But the whole page is wasted on this.
Well, it's like we had Diane in the story, and how do we get rid of her? So Namor can
say, hey, get on the dolphin. Okay.
Whatever.
Let's go on.
So then Namor follows Red Raven, and Red Raven finds that his people that were in suspended animation are dead.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah, and so he has no human connections. And in a rage, he's fighting Namor and his sorrow and stuff.
Blows up. And so, looks like Red Raven's dead. I wonder if he is.
Probably not.
Not a bad story, though. Really, I like... It's not too sad, but it's got some pathos. And it's really kind of well done.
Yeah.
Beautifully drawn.
And it's a cool reintroduction of an obscure character.
Yeah. All right. Talk about beautifully drawn. The next one is Titan. It's one of those monster things.
Oh yeah, here we go. We've got what we're going to talk about is Uncanny Tales number 12, and it's the final issue of this series. And it was a reprinted, Marvel monster stories from the 50s and earlier. And the lead story is Titan, the amphibian from Atlantis, which was originally in Tales of Suspense number 28. Don't know who wrote it, but Jack Kirby penciled it, and Russ Heath inked it. That's an interesting combination. You don't really see the usual Heath touches. It looks pretty much all Kirby, but it's interesting to see that they did anything together. But yeah.
And why is that?
Oh, not that they would be
deadly enemies.
No, nothing like that. But I never associated Russ Heath really much with Marvel, although I know he did some stuff with them. But also with Jack Kirby, I just it doesn't seem like the huge inker for the king. I think at this time, usually he would be inked by either Dick Ayers or Paul Reinman. They were kind of his standard inkers.
But I guess stuff happens. So.
Yeah, it does. And it could have been Russ Heath was available for work, and they needed somebody to ink it, and there it was. And so, yeah. There is one story out in comic book land, penciled by Steve Ditko and inked by Bernie Wrightson, which is such an odd but awesome sounding pairing. I have to seek it out and get that.
Okay.
I think it's the fourth and last issue of The Destructor from the. I think that's right. It's from Atlas Comics, a short-lived upstart publisher in the 70s.
Yeah. Check not know Destructor.
It's pretty obscure. So.
Okay. Well, of course it is. I haven't heard of it. No, there's a bunch of stuff I haven't heard.
So, but what's going on with this story?
We see the world, and then there's a Berlin crisis. And,
like a news headline.
And
this is your typical science fiction story opening.
Right. There's two delegates are saying we're going to blow each other. I'm going to blow you up. No, you're not. I'm going to blow you up. And then there's a car company making lots and lots of money. And
the president of that car company is John Cartwright. Not to be confused with John Cartwright from Bonanza.
All right. Was it John Cartwright?
I thought it was.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I could have swore.
You might be right.
Okay.
So, into this world, here comes Titan. This Atlantean, big, huge monster. Drawn in fantastic Jack Kirby style, and it's great.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. Jack Kirby, that guy could draw, first of all, anything, but like the monsters that he would come up with were just so wild, you know? Boundless imagination.
Yeah. I love Kirby machinery. I love Kirby monsters. He doesn't do regular people. Sometimes they're kind of, well, these girls. Sometimes the girls are kind of weird looking, and the guys are kind of weird looking.
You know, but he does a lot of good facial expressions too.
Yeah.
And and also excellent with action. I mean, Kirby could really do it all.
Yeah, he's the king, and no one's come close, I don't think.
No. I mean, there are certainly. I mean, Ditko and Wally Wood are the only other people I think you can mention in the same breath. There are certainly other great comic book artists, but there's only a few that are in that highest echelon. So.
Yeah. All right. So the Titan's attacking. Well, it actually just comes up on shore, and a girder falls on his foot, and he gets mad. And then he starts talking to people. He says, "Hey, we're going to conquer you, so we want one of you to tell us what your defenses are," which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
Why don't you just kidnap anybody, then torture them to death, and ask, "Hey."
Right. But so they're like, hey, we're not going to betray humanity, to you, and nobody's going to volunteer, and except John Cartwright does. And they're all like, that traitor, that bastard. And but here's where the plot takes a turn.
Right. Cartwright tells, let's see, what did we have? We have ray guns and miniaturizers and anti-grav machines. And this kind of worries them. So they tell him, "You'll tell us how to conquer, or we'll kill you." So he tells them, "Oh, we got all this stuff," and they says, "Oh, so we can't conquer them, but you die." But if he had given them the truth, he could have been rich.
Yeah, but he would have lived as a king among his unenslaved peoples. He would have been a pariah. So, but he's still a pariah who sacrificed himself to save the world, and nobody knows. They all thought he was a traitor, and then how come Titan disappeared and the Atlanteans didn't attack?
Yeah, you should have left a note or something.
Right?
Yeah, but maybe. Well,
it makes for a cool science fiction story.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of cool, and the nations say, "Hey, let's get together and defend ourselves against these Titans because they're going to attack." Right. But they never attack, but peace reigns. So,
right. And that was interesting because years later, that would be kind of the plot. Remember Watchmen?
Yes.
Ozymandias' plan was to create that fake alien so the world would be united against this alien threat and be at peace. He was going to thwart nuclear war by having this, horrible disaster with an alien from another dimension that was fake. Kill a bunch of people, but we would have world peace. and that's how that happened. So it's interesting, a similar plot from decades previous.
Yeah, that's probably an old plot even then.
Oh, sure. It's just a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, saving the world through supervillainy, because he does a horrible thing, but does save the world. So, the next story, the first of a couple backups, is Buried Alive, which is reprinted from Men's Adventures number 24. No credit on the writer. Could have been Stan Lee, but the art by John Romita.
Oh, okay.
Which beats me, because this is probably early. This is from the 50s, and of course his style a decade later is far different.
Yeah, it's kind of muddy, crowded looking.
I mean, this is a horror comic from the 50s, so of course we're using lots of dark, shadowy stuff, and so some of it's kind of muddy looking, but
yeah, it's not great, but it's okay. And the drawing, the plot. Oh, this guy named Warwick owns mines, and he uses cheap materials. He doesn't have the new safety helmets, and the miners are dying left and right, and he doesn't care.
All right, he's not going to pay anything to make the mines safer, make them more reinforced, or anything, because that's cutting into the bottom line. Well, then he keeps having these cave-ins, and miners keep getting trapped.
Yeah, so I don't think they would work very hard, and you wouldn't get many people wanting to work for him. Plus, you got to clean up the cave-ins, and takes forever.
Yeah,
and he should have.
But this guy's a very 19th century businessman, and I think this is probably around the turn of the century, the previous century.
1907, I think it is.
Yeah, and so someone in kind of an old, it's still the Gilded Age. It's an old world mentality, and the new world is kind of coming. So I understand this guy's mentality, even though he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's a huge, there's a big riot. He calls in the troops. He forces the troops to make the people work. And then, because he doesn't use the new safety helmets, he uses a safety light. He has helmets with a candle on it.
Right.
And that explodes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, his son was sympathized with the workers and turned against him, okay, and was working in the mine. And then the son got trapped in a mine. Well, and then the father says, my son, I've got to get him out. And he goes in with the helmet with the candle on, and there's an explosion, and they both die.
Yeah. He could have bought a helmet, a safety light for himself.
But he's a miser, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the last story for this book, hey, it's Steve Ditko time again. Man, we got a lot of Ditko today.
Yeah, we're Ditko'd out. So.
No, but the story is called A Switch in Time, and it's reprinted from Strange Tales number 99. Stan Lee wrote it, Steve Ditko drew it, and it's pretty cool.
All right. Let's see. There is
this guy's a murderer.
And he gets caught. This is in the future.
Yeah.
Really
and there's
cool.
Yeah.
They have a light from the windows, and it's showing bars. Really well done.
Yeah, Ditko uses that effect quite a bit, and it's
always striking.
Yeah. I think this is one of his signature kinds of things he does. So.
Yeah. But the murderer thinks he got away with it, but this guy sees him. And he's really mad because there's a lot of money, and he could get the money, but he's in prison. So he's working. I guess in the future they still use chain gangs. And, he reads the newspaper. Hey, there's time travel. So if I can go back in time and fix my murder and I kill the guy who saw me, I'll get away with it and get rich.
Yeah.
But time travel is forbidden, and he's in jail, so he escapes from jail because
time traveling to the past is forbidden.
Yeah, is there
But it doesn't say why.
Right.
Just the past.
And that's an important safety feature. It's good to tell people why.
Yeah.
Is this a goofball reason, or is it a serious reason?
Yeah.
But Or maybe he didn't read the whole article.
Yeah, that's true.
So he sneaks in. He goes in the back and back in time.
After he broke out of prison.
After he broke out of prison fairly easily, because no one ever breaks out of prison because they're constantly searching for you, and if you go back, you get murdered, you get executed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But he figures he's safe because he's going to travel back in time.
Right. So he can't catch him because he's not there. So he goes and he sees a guy who's a witness, and he finds out that, hey, I'm a ghost. And that's why I can't, when it was illegal to go back in time, because you'll be a ghost for the rest of your life.
You would be incorporeal. You could not have a physical form somehow in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird, but I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
this is a sad day in comicdom.
It's the very final issue of Dagar the Invincible, or at least it's number 17. There was an 18, but 18 just reprints number 1. This is the last Dagar story.
Oh, yeah. In our last Dagar story.
It is. We will never talk about Dagar again.
Yeah.
So yes,
Dagar will live in our hearts.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So this is Dagar the Invincible, number 17, and the story is called Madness in the Dark Fortress, written by Don Glut and penciled and inked by Jesse Santos.
Yeah. It's a shame because, alright, we see Dagar being looked at by 3 young, beautiful witches. And they're novice witches, which makes it kind of interesting. Hey, witches learning how to use magic's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Grayland didn't like his mercenary ways, so...
She left him.
Yeah, his longtime girlfriend, the reason he existed for the longest time.
Yeah. So...
And we didn't see this. So.
Yeah, because there's about a 5-issue gap between the last one that we read, so... But, yeah.
So, alright, so the 3 witches see Dagar in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's some awful, creepy
forest.
Swamp. So they call him, so he comes by, and this other person comes, let's see. Okay.
Yeah, so Dagar's riding through this swamp anyway, and...
Yeah, he's called by these 3 girls, witches. And there's this bad guy called Mad Death. I wonder if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
3 witches and a guy named what?
Mad Death.
Did you catch the Shakespearean connection with this story?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm an idiot. Alright. Alright. I don't look for Shakespeare and Dagar.
I just spot it was pretty obvious, so
it was too obvious for me. Alright, so Magdath is having all these dreams, or not dreams, but apparitions of this guy he killed for his throne. So he goes and gets help from the witches. So they're waiting on Dagar and says, oh, we'll go to this Magdath instead. So Dagar comes to their house and says, hey, they're taken away. These dizzy dames don't have where they're taken. Well, they are kind of goofballs. So. Okay. And which is endearing. I like them. They could have done a whole... I don't know if they make a good main characters, but... They're really cool.
If this series was Dagar and the Witches, I could see what you're saying.
Right.
Probably make a better book.
Yeah.
Because Dagar is so, like we said, he's so unlikable.
Yeah.
So,
there's buddy, was it Dakar or Draco or...
It is neither of those. It's none of those, and I'm blanking on it right now. So, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And Grayland's kind of boring too. She's just a good-looking dame.
Yeah,
that's about it. Dagar is kind of just mean and nasty.
Yeah,
he doesn't. Yeah, he is boring. That's the problem.
You know, Conan gets mad, but Conan is cool. You know, and Conan ripoffs like Claw the Unconquered, who was like almost exactly like Conan. He was cool too. But yeah,
this is kind of well done. It's well drawn. Magda thinks about what he had done, and it's done in black and white. The rest of the comics in color, and it's pretty cool. Well done.
No, that's a neat effect. I like that. So we saw the flashback like that. So
okay, so Dagar follows the girls to the castle, and then he joins up with them because he's Dagar and he wants some money, and he's going to check out this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Magdeath. I don't know. I just thought it was a.
His name's so awkward. Yeah. Oh, like Megadeth.
Yeah. He asked the witches what's going on, and they said he was not. Only a nation can kill him. So hey, this castle's pretty small. Nation can't fit in here. Little does he know. So, all right. So Dagar is trying to. I guess. What's he doing? He's trying to find the girls, and he beats up one of the guards. Then there's a big battle. Oh, the witches are put into this place where... Is it a slug? Yeah, it's a big slug. Cool looking slug. It's about to eat them. He comes in, saves the day. He has to stab the slug a buttload of times.
Yeah. So, this thing is huge. Huge slug.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But at the same time, like, a slug, really?
Oh, man, they're kind of gross.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe that's what it is. It's, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Anything big is scary. If it's a big rabbit, it would be kind of scary. There's actually a movie called Night of the Lupus.
Lepus.
Lepus. I think it's Lepus.
Okay.
Yeah, Lupus is wrong. That's wolf.
Yeah.
Okay. But it just... bunnies and with models or houses, and they're just bouncing around. It was just stupid. It had William Shatner in it, so it's worth watching.
Yes. Ooh, I'm gonna see. Isn't he in like what's the movie, The Kidnapping of the President, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gave me that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure it's awful. Okay.
I should get that and Kingdom of the Spiders and do a double feature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So, all right, Dagar rescues the witches, and here's the army of Magdeath, and there's a huge fight. And then Magdeath gets in, so you can't defeat me because only a nation can defeat me. So, hey, I'm the last guy of my nation, so uh-oh. So,
yeah, so he is a whole nation, and so he kills the crap out of Magdeath.
Yep. Oh, well. All right.
And then she's just stuck with their 3 chicks and what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. And what does he do?
Yeah, we don't know. It's the last issue.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. But a pretty interesting series. I think if Dagar had a little more dimension, or whether there was something noble or cool about him, this could have been
or a foible or something. It's kind of really cardboard character.
Yeah, and it's too bad because as a series, it does have potential. I mean, sword and sorcery is a great genre. But yeah, Dagar is missing something, but I think something of Dagar will always be with us.
Yeah. Oh, and it's Shane Grayland, because he did love her, and that was kind of cool that he...
Yeah.
But, oh, well.
Yeah, so the series ends, essentially, as it began, with Dagar alone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right.
That.
Well, one last word. Citizens of Warren, do not panic. Do not panic.